Hey there, loved ones. Welcome to week 5 of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast, the series in which my friend and I, Steve, get together every single week to discuss the latest happenings in the NFL and give our predictions for the upcoming week of games.
And last week there, but man, that was a crazy one there.
Yeah, last week had a lot of what the frick in it,
Mhm,
so we will be getting into that here directly
mhm,
with mostly our honorable mentions for me, but first things
mhm.
first, though, we do have some standings shakeups to get through. New standings are myself still in first with 45, 18, and 1. John is in second with 44, 19, and 1. Followed by Rev with 43, 20, and 1. Steve is 41, 22, and 1. And then we have a tie between Beegers, SDS, Draz, and Alex Fay at 39, 24, and 1. Followed by Savage Owl at 37, 26, and 1. Papa Agron has 36, 27, and 1. Buff is 35, 28, and 1. And Troll is 22, 41, and 1. So there's been a lot of and ones in that one. If y'all didn't know, we had our first tie of the season, and that was very interesting.
True. Thank you, Dallas and Green Bay, for shaking that up.
Yeah, so cold take, potentially hot take. I don't really know how people generally feel about ties in overtime,
Mhm.
but I don't think we should really be able to tie with their
No,
newfound overtime rules. I think that
true.
see, because here's the thing: there was a lot of like controversy about how it's no longer first to score wins, right?
Mhm.
Which I'm
Right.
personally okay with that rule, where if
Mhm.
you do score, then your opponent has a chance to at least possess the ball. But
Mhm.
I would modify it and make it to where if you score first on your first possession, then the opponent has a chance to possess the ball, but they must beat you on their
True.
possession. Otherwise,
True.
it kind of feels muddy. So, like in this case, if Dallas were to get a field goal, Green Bay
Mhm.
would have been forced to get a touchdown in
Yeah.
order to win the game.
Yeah.
If Dallas
Yeah.
were to get a touchdown and an extra point, Green Bay would have had to go down there, get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win the game. The idea that you can just flip flop and have a battle of field goals in 10 minutes
Mhm.
when a lot of teams can control the clock for the majority of that time, it feels kind of stupid in my opinion. So I would rather
Yeah.
see them force
Mhm.
you to win the game on your
Yeah.
possession.
Yeah. Many people say they should adapt the same rule as college football there to the term wins there.
Now, what really is the difference between college football and the NFL? Because I'm not someone who really watches a whole lot of college, but in my experience with watching it, Dad and I seen a game go to like 9 overtimes.
Mm-hmm.
So like they just roll over into kind of like extra innings in baseball if it ends in a tie for that particular period. Is that the difference? Or what am I
It
missing
might
something else?
it might there just it depends on the length of the game there.
Right, but so like the difference between the NFL and college is that in college, if there's a tie at the end of the first overtime, you get a
Mhm.
second one. So the game just goes on forever until we have a
Sure.
winner.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I would much rather it just be first possession scores. The second team gets a chance to possess the ball, but they must beat the opponent's score in order to end the game. I think that would be
Sure.
a good way of mitigating the tie without it
Hmm.
dragging on till 3 o'clock in the morning if it's one of our Monday night games, right? Like it's just
Sure.
9 overtimes in college football is one of the reasons I stopped watching college football because it took
Hmm.
way too long. So I think that they should just do uh, the overtime rule that they have, but add on the caveat of if you also have a chance to possess the ball, you must beat your team, your opponent. So
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. That's just my personal take on it. So I guess that was our honorable mention was the Packers and Cowboys tie. I guess
Mm-hmm.
beating the Cowboys and the Browns aren't for everyone. I also
Mm-hmm.
have the Falcons deciding to Falcon and actually show up to the game when I chose not to believe in them that week. So once again, proving that I really can just never get a handle on that stupid football team.
Yeah.
And then we'll just
Nobody
kind
does.
of, yeah, honestly. So we're just going to kind of work backwards, I guess, since we dove right into the
Mm-hmm.
tie. So,
Mm-hmm.
what was your regret of the week?
Yeah. Mine is trust trusting the Chargers to beat the Giants there. I wasn't expecting Jackson Dart to come out like a house of fire there to win the game.
I expected him to play well. What I didn't expect were the injuries that happened because the Giants lost Malik Neighbors for the season, and the
Sure.
Chargers lost Joe Alt for a few weeks, a couple of weeks at the very least. So that's going to definitely hurt
Mm-hmm.
them going forward. At least, in the interim until he is healthy enough to come back. But Malik Neighbors, I feel so bad for him because he
Yeah.
waited so long to have a good quarterback to play with. And the second he
Yeah.
gets one, he gets hurt and gets
Mhm.
taken out for the season. So
Yeah.
you really got to feel bad for him. That's just
Very sad.
horrible. Horrible injury with even worse timing.
Yeah. Sure.
For me, my regret is not taking the quote unquote risk of the Jaguars beating the 49ers. I said
Mm-hmm.
last week that I really wanted to take Jacksonville, but I just couldn't kind of force myself to, especially knowing that Brock Purdy was going to play. And then
Mm-hmm.
everything fell apart for me pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
John and I had to record Souling on Sunday. And so we were kind of watching the game together through the Sleeper
Mm-hmm.
app. And it was just, it was not fun seeing the scores kind of go the way that they did. And because like Sleeper has this thing where you can actually watch the plays as they happen, like
Mm-hmm.
on a virtual field. And so I was seeing every single play not go my way. And I'm just like, oh, well, I see where this is going. Time to shut it down. John, let's get to work. And one of those games that went that we actually ended up
Mm-hmm.
watching the ending of through Sleeper, was regrettably our game of the week, the Bears and Raiders, in which the Bears beat the Raiders 25-24 with what I believe is a late touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if it was a pass or not, but it was a late touchdown. That was the go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sure. But that blocking that field goal from the Raiders there, what pretty much iced the game there.
oh, so that was at the ending. Okay. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember that because I was like, oh, so the Bears got a blocked field goal and it actually worked out for them. That's a switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. We have had so many kicking issues this season so far, either from them being blocked or just straight up missed. Special teams
Mm-hmm.
has been great. The Lions had a special team punt return for a touchdown that was very nice. But like, I don't know, special teams has been really weird so far this season, and it's probably going to continue as we press forward
Mm-hmm.
into week 5.
Here we go.
But before we
And
get into the games, Steve has the teams that are on the bye for this week.
yeah, this is our first bye week on the schedule there, and this week's teams are the Atlanta Falcons, your favorite team, the Chicago Bears. Sorry, Nicole.
My
I mean Joy.
favorite team, my favorite team to hate, sure.
Yeah, yeah. I know because of your hashtag frick the Bears there.
Every day of the year.
True. Next is the Green Bay Packers in that tie with the Dallas Cowboys there. And finally is the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off that big win in Dublin, Ireland against the Vikings.
Yeah, which I was actually a little bit surprised at how well they handled Minnesota. I thought that their defense was going to give them a few issues, but they did admirably,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. Oh,
that done, let's go into week 5.
Yep, first game up is Thursday Night Football with the 49ers and the Rams.
Yeah, obviously with the Niners, their poor Brock Purdy is going the way of Joe Burrow this season there.
Yeah, he has another toe injury, or toe issue, rather.
Yeah,
So it might be a bit of a concern again. He's not quite on Joe Burrow's level of being out of things, but can I just say for a second that, like, the two main QBs that I talked about kind of liking are now getting injured left and right. It's just it's not fun. Like, I mention it one time and then Joe Burrow's out for the season. And then I talk about Brock Purdy pretty much all the time, and now he's injured off and on so far all season. So the joy jinx is real and in effect, and it's great. And the internet died. Because of course it did. Sorry about that. So anyway, I just find it funny that the two quarterbacks that I've kind of taken to liking, two of, because there's another one, but I'm refusing to say his name in here
mm-hmm.
because I don't want to risk the jinx hitting him as well. But basically, the joy jinx is present, legit, and is proving to be a force to be reckoned with. So I'm going to try to protect him for a little while.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. But so, what are you thinking about this game? Besides Brock
Uh,
Purdy kind of being in and out.
yeah, the question is, can can Mac Jones there hold the fort till Brock Purdy comes back from injury? I think there's a possibility there he might not be able to do it there. So this week I'm going to go with the Rams at home to beat the Niners.
Yeah, I am in agreement with you on that one. I think that the Niners are good still. Like, they're still a good team. I just think that they have way too many injuries, and when you're facing a team as good as the Rams, it's going to be very difficult to overcome those. Especially, I mean, they couldn't beat Jacksonville. And I mean, I don't think that Jacksonville is a bad team this year either, but I don't think that they're on the Rams level of talent either.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I am in agreement. I am taking the Rams, much to part of me's chagrin.
Yeah.
All right, game two over in London, we have the Vikings and the Browns.
Yeah, this game's being played in Tottenham Stadium there, and the question is, can the Vikings rally back there from their big loss last week to the Steelers there?
I think so. I mean, I feel like they performed a lot better than the Browns did. But
Mm-hmm.
one interesting note here is that the Browns will be starting Dylan Gabriel for the first time this season as their quarterback. So
True.
Joe Flacco has been benched in favor of Dylan Gabriel. Maybe that'll make a
Mm-hmm.
difference. Maybe it'll be a spark that the offense needs, similar to the Giants with Jackson Dart, as we've seen in week 4.
True.
However,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be quite as impactful as having Jackson Dart start. So
True.
personally, I am going with the Vikings because of their defense.
Yeah. 100% agree with you there. I think this week the Vikings finally turned it around.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a bad team, and I think with Carson Wentz under center, I think they'll have a much better shot at racking up a few wins here, to where they can be a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more comfortable once JJ McCarthy does come back and get ready to start again. And this is a really good game to do that in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, game 3 back stateside, we have the Raiders and the Colts.
Yeah. Obviously, Indianapolis Jones was doing okay there last week, but unfortunately, he ran he came up short against the Rams there.
Yeah, the Rams also had a late touchdown for the go ahead, and it was
Mhm.
mostly just like the Colts defense just let them down on that one.
Sure.
But also, the Colts offense kept shooting themselves in the foot. I remember being upset because, again, John and I were watching the game through fantasy, and I have Jonathan
Mhm.
Taylor on my dynasty league as my number one running back, and he
Yeah.
was doing horribly. Like pretty much all game, he just wasn't getting any points, wasn't getting the touches that he needed. And then the man ripped off a 73-yard touchdown run. And I'm like, oh my God, you finally did a thing. Thank you. But then it got pulled back because of an offensive holding penalty.
Yeah.
So he did, but he didn't. So when you have a penalty that negates a big play like that, and then you ended up losing by only a score,
Yeah.
really, really painful. So hopefully they can clean up the penalties for this week.
Here's hoping there.
Yep.
So for me this week, I'm going to go with the Colts at home to beat the Raiders there.
I agree with you, but I would love to see Ashton Genty have another career game because he did do very well against the Bears. Unfortunately, the defense kind of let him down. And so, of course, special teams getting the block field goal that would have given them the win, 27-25, but c'est la vie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, game 4 now, chugging right along. We have what should be a very interesting game. We have the Giants and the Saints.
Yeah. Obviously, the question is, can Jackson Dart come back for more this week? There, obviously, losing its star receiver there to season-ending surgery there.
Yeah, I'm expecting, oh, what's his name? Wandell Robinson, I think his name is. I'm expecting
Mm-hmm.
him to come in big. And then, of course, we can't forget about Scattaboo. I love
Mm-hmm.
Scattaboo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, quickly becoming one of my favorite runners in the league. Sorry, King Henry, but like, Scattaboo just runs with no care in his soul, and I'm here for it. So I
Mm-hmm.
think with Scattaboo, Dart, and Robinson, I think that they'll be all right. They're
Yeah.
definitely going to miss Neighbors for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
they have other pieces that can come into play. I think Slayton is also a weapon that he can throw to. So
Yeah.
they're not going to be too far off. It's going to be a really interesting matchup, I think, because the Saints haven't looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
They just also haven't looked very good.
No.
I think Tom Grossi in his every NFL team reacts to the week thing said that they were
Mm-hmm.
average,
Yeah.
which is an upgrade from what people thought the Saints would be coming in. I thought that it might be all right. I didn't expect like a lot out of the Saints, but I did expect them to be at least, contending every game.
Sure.
So happy to see that they're at least not getting blown out every single week.
Sure. So this week I'm going to go with the Giants on the road to beat the Saints.
Yep, I agree. Sorry, brother, but nah, I'm gonna trust Dart on this one. And let's just hope that I don't end up jinxing him in the future, huh?
Yeah.
All right, next up in game 5, we have the Time Masters themselves, the Dallas Cowboys, going to the Jets, who
Mm.
are making Aaron Glenn question every life decision and just lose his
Sure.
mind every single week. That
Yeah.
poor man was screaming so loudly in the locker room that you could hear him down the arena.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously, a lot of F bombs coming out of his mouth there.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And I honestly, I was talking to Dad about that too, and it's like, you know how they always go to the locker rooms for celebrations,
Mm-hmm.
and they always post the locker room celebrations and speeches and who gets the game ball and all that. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see the locker room speeches when you lose. Because I want to see
Yeah.
somebody like Aaron Glenn rip into you guys for being stupid. Like that punt
Yeah.
returner who did a fair catch on a punt on the 2-yard line and then turned around looking at the end zone like, oh, oops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you do stupid things like that, I want to see the locker room afterwards. I want to see the halftime afterwards, you know? I want
Yeah.
to see that kind of stuff. I think that'd
Sure.
be really fun insight. Like Hard Knocks, but in real time.
Yeah. The question is, for the Jets, they're what kind of condition Justin Fields is going to be in there?
I don't know. I mean, he seemed like he played decent in his return against Miami. They lost 27-21.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a horrible showing, but again, it was to Miami,
Yeah.
who's Miami. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
take that for what you will.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know if they'd be better off with Tyrod Taylor or if they're better off with Fields. Personally, I still wish the best for Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he still deserves, some kind of a shot here. But
Yeah. Sure. But for me, there, I'm going to go with a little bit of a hunch there and go with the Cowboys to beat the Jets in my specialty, the 3-point or less game.
oh, okay. Respect for thinking it's going to be close. I
Mm-hmm.
respect that. I'm in agreement, and I'm taking the Cowboys as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then what could be game of the week, one I'm certainly looking forward to for a variety of reasons. We have the Broncos and the Eagles.
Oh, this is definitely game of the week in my opinion there, because obviously the Eagles they come up with amazing plays. During one play it looked like they were going for a tush push, but Jalen Hurts decided to run and score a touchdown there.
Well, good for you. You're finally learning how to modify the QB sneak instead of just pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
The Eagles' problem so far this year is they don't know how to play a full game of football. They either play great in the first half and collapse in the second,
Mm-hmm.
or they play horribly in the first half and come on late in the second. So, like, they've never really had a full game where they played well, in my opinion. The
Sure.
same could be said for Denver. Denver has been having a lot of ups and downs this season, where
Mm-hmm.
they feel kind of falcony in a way to me, not
Yeah.
like lack of talent or disbelief really in them, but they're also very wishy-washy for me. Like, I
Exactly.
want to believe in them really, really, really badly, but then
Mm-hmm.
they do something stupid that cost them the game, like against the Colts, or
Yeah. Sure.
uh, Bo Nix can throw something that's not even errant, and the
Mm-hmm.
receiver just bobbles it and it gets picked off. Right, so they're just making
Yeah.
little stupid decisions.
Yeah.
There was some play call decisions that I didn't really agree with, like not running it
Mm-hmm.
on 4th and 2 when you're choosing to go for it. They chose to not just run it into the end zone. So they've made a few
Mm-hmm.
mistakes as well. So I think this will
Yeah.
be a really interesting game for both sides because both sides are definitely beatable, but also
Mm-hmm.
very good. And I think it's going to be a good defensive battle. So who
Yeah.
are you taking in this one?
Yeah. This one's a tough one for me there. I'm going again with another specialty, be the 3-point or less rule, and I'm going with the Eagles at home to beat the Broncos.
All right. I actually agree with you against my better judgment because I do really like Denver, but I just
Mm-hmm.
think that the Eagles, by hook or by crook, are going to find a way of winning this one, unfortunately.
Exactly.
All right, next game up, we have the meh of the week with the Dolphins and the Panthers.
Yeah. Obviously, the big story with the Dolphins there is what happened to Tyreek Hill on Monday night there.
Yeah, that
Wore
was
his ACL and pretty much ruined the season.
a nasty injury to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. I'm just morbid enough to like hunt down the videos of injuries because I want to know what happened. I want to see what actually
Yeah.
happened. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Although he seemed fine with it. He was clapping and smiling and jovial
Mm-hmm.
and very happy. to not be playing for Miami anymore, essentially.
Mhm.
So we'll see where he ends up next year, but I do not think it's going to be with the Dolphins. I think he is
Sure.
happy to be rid of them, even if it took his knee as a sacrifice. I think he's okay just to not be here anymore, which is pretty
Sure.
sad. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And obviously, Panthers there, you never know what kind of team that might come out there with them.
Yeah, I feel like the Panthers are like alternatingly good
Hmm.
because week 3 they shut out Atlanta, and then week 4 they only put up 13 but allowed the Patriots to put up 42.
Yeah.
So either Atlanta is absolute garbage or
Hmm.
Carolina is more wishy-washy than they are.
Sure. But for me this week, there, that's going to be my upset of the week. There, I'm going with the Panthers at home to upset the Dolphins.
Okay. You know what? I could honestly see that.
Hmm.
But we have our first split. I'm just going to trust in Miami having a little bit of momentum here. I Now that I remembered that the Panthers are alternately good, I
Hmm.
do think I'm getting this one wrong again.
Hmm.
But I penned it in. It was the last thing that I wrote down, so we got to roll with it. So
Trust
it's a
your
shame,
gut.
really. Well, I mean, if I was trusting my gut, I would have probably taken Carolina, but I was trusting safety because I have a 1 game lead in our Pick'ems league, and I'm trying to
Hmm.
be as safe as I can. I'm taking calculated risks. So
Right.
if I think that there's a good chance that there's a big split game, I might go more upset. But if I think
Hmm.
that, the majority will go one way, then I will agree with them just to kind of protect my lead here.
Hmm.
It's really weird trying to play conservative when you have the lead because I'm
Yeah.
usually more of like just going based on my own self, but now I have to actually base my picks off of other people too, and it's like such a weird feeling. All right, so game 8, we have the Ravens without Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
hosting the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Obviously, that is the big story there. How will the Ravens do without Lamar this week? There.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, when I first heard that his injury happened and that he wasn't going to be able to play for at the very least this week, my initial thought process was, oh well, King Henry is going to just run all over them, right? But then
Hmm.
I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, but King Henry's kind of been struggling a bit this year. Uh, so if he is your offense and he's been struggling, I don't know. I think it's going to be this could easily be an upset in my opinion. I think the
True.
Texans have the defense to pull this off, and the Ravens, I don't really know the state of their team in general. However, I did do some research when I seen that Lamar Jackson was hurt, and their backup is Cooper Rush,
Yeah.
which is fine. He's fine. He's definitely adequate. He did great things with the Cowboys when Dak was down, so
Yeah.
he's definitely passable. And it also changes the entire landscape of that offense because he's a completely different quarterback to Lamar Jackson. He's not going to play the same way. So we're going to
True.
be, in my opinion, expecting more of a pocket presence now with
Hmm.
Cooper Rush. So that might also not be great for Derrick Henry, but it
Yeah.
might help the offense kind of be more balanced, which I think is part of the issue with the Ravens is they don't have a very balanced attack from what I've been watching.
Hmm.
And then on Houston's side, their offensive line is so bad.
This week, against my better judgment, I'm going to go with the Ravens at home to beat the Texans.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Ravens will be fine. Again,
Hmm.
Cooper Rush is not bad. Hopefully, Derrick Henry can get back to the form that he had last year, actually
Hmm.
dominate and hang on to the ball for a change. So I think they'll be fine offensively with Cooper Rush. I worry about them defensively more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that with Houston's offensive line being as bad as it is, they should be okay.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there. And then next up, we shouldn't disagree either. We have the Tennessee Titans and the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer in my opinion there, because we don't know what what team comes up for the Titans there.
I think they've kind of shown us who they are
Mm-hmm.
by now. And unfortunately, it's not good. Cam Ward is trying his best. He's working with what he has available to him, which is, to be fair, not a lot. But their defense is the one really letting them down, in my opinion.
So I imagine we'll be in agreement and take the Cardinals at home to beat the Titans.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Now, I would love to be wrong. I think that Arizona has some run game problems right now. Missing James Conner, and I want to say Trey Benson had some kind of, not like full on injury, but I think there was something going on with him.
Yeah.
So it's very, very rough to be a running back for the Cardinals right now. But I do think that they'll be good enough to get through this game.
Exactly.
And then next up is one I'm personally looking forward to. We have the Bucks going to visit the 12th man and the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. The question is, can Baker Mayfield handle pressure of a loud crowd there in Seattle there?
I think he'll be fine. Like, this wouldn't be his first time playing in front of a loud crowd, right? So he's definitely okay under pressure. He is Tampa's X factor, especially with Mike Evans being out.
Yeah.
And Bucky Irving is potentially not going to play either. He was seen on crutches and in a walking boot today at practices. So if Bucky Irving goes down, y'all got some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And in Seattle's case, they're just a darn good team. Like, I don't even really know what to say. They're a very well-balanced, good team. They got a good kicker. Their defense is good.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold is working out fairly well. Their offensive line is keeping him more upright than I would have expected. So they're just a good team.
Yeah, exactly. There. So this weekend, I'm going to go with the Seahawks at home to beat the Bucks.
Yep, I am in agreement with you on that one. I just think that the injuries to Tampa is not good at all. And I think that that's something that they really need all of their pieces when they're facing a team like Seattle in Seattle and coming off of a loss to Philly so quickly. It's not going to be good for them, in my opinion. So we are in agreement there. And then next up, we've got belt to butt game of the Lions and the Bengals.
Yeah, obviously with the Bengals there, they showed what kind of quarterback Jake Browning is there.
I don't really even know what to say about the Bengals anymore. I think that they have failed miserably for years to get any semblance of the trenches taken care of. And from the rebuild that Detroit has gone through, that I've been kind of following more closely now that I've started to get into this on a more like quote unquote professional level, the trenches is where you start. You build from the trenches out. Once your foundation and your trenches are secure, everything else should, in theory, fall into place. And the Bengals have taken like the reverse logic of that and brought in their star quarterback with no protection ever. He's never in his career had actually good protection. So they're in trouble this year from that reason alone. Jake Browning, I don't think that he would be horrible. Like, he has the weapons to deliver the ball to. The The running back
Mm-hmm.
is not bad, but you have no offensive line to help you set up the run, which helps you set up the passing game. And your defense is essentially non existent, save for one, maybe two players.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing on that team right now for me is their kicker. And that's
Yeah.
saying something. Because, like, I love Evan McPherson.
Yeah. True.
I
So
actually have to make sure
I
this is
imagine
recording.
we'll be in agreement and take the Lions on the road to beat the Bengals.
Yeah, 100%. I do not see a world in which Detroit loses this, especially when they might be getting Aleem McNeil back.
Mm-hmm.
He's set to be practicing, so they're
Yeah.
trying to bring him up. Unfortunately, the Lions did have to place DJ Reed, their corner, on the IR
Mm-hmm.
until I believe week 11, so that's going to hurt. Kirby Joseph is not practicing, and we're not really sure, but I think that the Bengals defense just doesn't have any answer at all for what Detroit's going to do. So,
True.
100% in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And then next up, we have Washington with a returning Jaden Daniels in theory, going to the now Joe Altless LA Chargers.
Yeah. Obviously, question is, has Jaden Daniels recovered from his knee injury there? He is practicing it as we speak there, but we still don't know his status there.
Right, exactly. He's not listed as questionable in my fantasy team because I have him drafted in my ESPN league, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not listed as questionable anymore, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting him to play, which will be a huge help. And also, Terry McLaurin is no longer on the IR and has been upgraded to questionable as well. So that will also be helpful.
Yeah.
But
And
for
obviously,
me, I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. Just
yeah,
kind of putting that out
uh,
there. I think that their offense is too powerful.
yeah, 100% agree with you. Hopefully, Justin Herbert plays a better game than he did against the Giants last week.
Right. Yeah. I do think, again, that the loss of Joe Alt will hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that at least their defense will be good enough to
Yeah.
get them through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we have, is this the game I think it is? Yes, it is. Now we have Sunday Night Football
Mm-hmm.
with the Patriots and the Bills.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer in my opinion there, because obviously my opinion the Bills are way too powerful of a team.
Yeah, I agree, but I will say, we say that it's a no-brainer, but last year the Patriots did upset the Bills. So we can't exactly say that it will never happen because any given Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean Drake May, he is an okay quarterback, but he's not in the upper echelon of quarterbacks yet.
I don't know. See, I'm still kind of a little on the fence with Drake May as well. I think that he's definitely a good QB. It's just everything that he has to work with as a total offensive package. That's where I'm kind of more on the I don't really know about you side
Yeah,
of things. So I am
exactly.
going to agree with you, and I am taking the Bills. I just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
preface that it's not really a no brainer because
Mm-hmm.
upsets do happen, and the Patriots did do that last year. So it is
Mm-hmm.
possible, but
Yeah,
I am in agreement. I think Josh Allen is just, the MVP for a reason, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
all right. And then we have the final game of the week with the Chiefs going to the Jaguars.
Yeah. Obviously, Mahomes came up with a huge statement last week by clobbering the Ravens there.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened to the Ravens. I really don't. Um,
Mm-hmm.
good for the Chiefs. It was good to see them back again.
True.
But I think that was more so the Ravens just not showing up for football, weirdly enough.
Yeah. True.
But if the Chiefs are back, then at least it'll make things more fun and interesting.
True. Yeah. And obviously the Jags there with a close win, but bear in mind it was against a depleted 49ers team there.
Right, exactly. And then, of course, there was the whole controversy after the game as well, with them kind of yelling at each other, Robert Saleh and Liam Cohen, and the whole, sign
Yeah.
stealing thing. So it's
Yeah. True.
I don't know. It's not very professional,
Yeah.
but at the same time, kind of fun to see.
Exactly. All right. So for me, there, I'm going to go with the Chiefs on the road to beat the Jags.
Yep, I am in agreement with you.
Mhm.
I just think that if the Chiefs are back, it's going to be fun, and I think that it'll be interesting. Like I could see the Jags pulling off an upset here, but I gotta be smart and take the Chiefs. This is not the thing to be risky on. So
Exactly. So this week we only had the one split there.
again, we somehow managed to only split once.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, that is absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Again, being in first the way that I am,
Mhm.
having very few splits is very good.
Yeah. So that's how we feel with our picks. It's now time to find out how our friends do with their picks.
Yep, indeed it is. And I would have to preface this. We are missing three entries for the start of the video. If
Mhm.
they message me while I'm editing, then of course I will plop them up on screen in their usual spot in the
Mhm.
order. But otherwise, they can go ahead and leave them in the comments once the video does go public. So it's
Okay.
unfortunate, but I'm going to take the blame on that one. Yesterday was not the greatest of days for me, so I didn't get in touch with everybody like I normally would, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So first up in our friends list here, we have John,
Mhm.
who took the Rams, Vikings, Colts, Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Panthers, Texans, Cardinals, his Seahawks, my Lions, the Chargers, Bills, and Chiefs. And followed by STS, who took the 49ers, Vikings, Cowboys, and Giants, the Colts with Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Roomba, the Panthers, Eagles, the Ravens over the Texans, saying that they better handle the Texans' duct tape O line and Sam Bradford 2.0.
Mhm.
The Cardinals, just saying poor Cam Ward.
Mhm.
He took his Bucks, saying that this is the best uniform matchup of the year and I won't be convinced otherwise.
Mhm.
The Lions, Chargers, and Bills, and then the Jags because Draz forces his hand. So good luck. Hopefully he doesn't mess you out of that. All right, and then we have Papa Agron, who took the Rams over the 49ers because injuries are mounting. The Vikings over the Browns because it's the Browns. Cowboys over the Jets. Don't need a tie this week. It wouldn't help the draft. Giants over the Saints. Going to dart right past them. Colts over the Raiders because Indiana Jones is going to go into the black hole.
Mhm.
Lucky Vegas. Panthers over the Dolphins. Broncos over the Eagles. Ravens over the Texans. Cardinals over the Titans. Bucks over the Seahawks. Baker gonna bake. Lions over the Bengals. They need Burrow. Don't we all?
Mhm.
Commanders over the Chargers because Daniels is supposed to return. Bills over the Patriots. Chiefs over the Jaguars. The motor is running. No need to stay up late and feel like you wasted your time on a tie.
Mhm.
And then we have Troll.
Oh, great. I love his picks.
Yeah, his are always fun.
Yeah.
So we have the 49ers, the Browns, the Raiders, his Saints, the Jets. I don't know, Steve. What do you think?
I went with the Eagles.
Oh, cool. I'm going Denver.
Okay.
Dolphins, Texans, Titans, Bucks, Bengals, Commanders, Patriots, and Jags to round troll out. And then we've got Biggers, who took the Rams, Vikings, Cowboys, Giants, Colts, Dolphins, Eagles, Texans over his Ravens. L for my Ravens, but if I'm wrong, it would be the best birthday ever. Let's hope they can help you out with that. I really hope they do. Then the Cardinals, Seahawks, Lions, Chargers, Bills, and Chiefs to round off the week. And then there is Owl. So we've got the 49ers, Vikings, Colts, Saints, Cowboys, Broncos, Dolphins, Ravens, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Lions, Commanders, Bills, and Jaguars. We've got Draz, who took the Rams to beat the 49ers, Vikings beat the Browns, Cowboys beat the Jets. The Giants will tie with the Saints 13-13.
That will make Troll happy.
Maybe. I mean, I think he'd rather win, but I think a tie is fine. The Colts beat the Raiders, Dolphins beat the Panthers, Eagles to beat the Broncos. Texans will beat the Ravens 21-20 in a very close match. Cardinals beat the Titans, Seahawks beat the Bucks, Lions beat the Bengals 51-12. Chargers will beat the Commanders, Bills beat the Patriots, and Jags will upset the Chiefs. And Alex Faye is our third one that I still need to get the picks for. So again, if they bring them through in the editing process, I will be adding them up here at the end of the screen while we're doing our little outro spiel. So y'all can see that. Otherwise, like I said, check the comments down below for those. And I will also type them up tomorrow if I get them. So that is going to do it for week 5 of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast.
A lot of disagreement there with some picks there, but hopefully we'll all finish above 500 there.
I hope so. I really do. I think that you and I only having one split is fantastic, but there are so many splits with others that I'm expecting the standings to shake up pretty much every single week. I feel like everyone is just gunning for each other in this league, and I really, really enjoy it. I think it's very fun.
Yeah. Obviously, to all the fans watching this, please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all our future videos here. And
exactly.
Obviously, thanks to all our fans here.
Yeah, you guys are really the reasons we do the things, especially those of you who check out the Seymour link and are part of my Seymour squad, as I call you. Biggers in particular, I know that he's checked those out in the past, and that was kind of one of the reasons I wanted to keep doing that, leaving little notes down there at the bottom of the description, just in case he or somebody else were checking them out. So it's really fun. And also,
thank you to our super fans.
Yep, big thanks to the members that are scrolling up above the screen. If you guys will also want to see your name scrolling at the end of the video, go ahead and check out the members perks and see if any of those tickle your fancy. And we will catch you guys next week for week 6 of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast.
Thank you all. See you all next week.